Good morning, everyone. Reginald Scott here. How are you all doing? Did you have a good Christmas and New Year's? Sorry I haven't been around for a little while. Basically, my wife and I took the opportunity to go on holiday, and so I haven't been about to make many videos. But I'm back now, and before I forget, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, so today I'm going to take you somewhere that reminds me a little bit of where I used to ride back in the UK. Now, obviously, there's a lot less tropical fruit and palm trees in the UK, but what I mean is the kind of roads. These are sort of like where I used to live in the UK was a countryside farmland / village area, and so there was lots of narrow lanes, and it was very hilly because it was Nottinghamshire. Nottinghamshire's quite hilly. It's not mountainous, but it's hilly. And where we're going today, as you can see, is a little bit sort of back end of nowhere, and very pretty in places. Little town, little villages, and narrow streets, as you can see. Didn't slow down much at first, did she? I was avoiding the pothole. There you go. Obstruction was on her side, so but there we go. That is the standard of driving. Thank you very much. Alright, I've got to drop a gear here. I've already dropped a gear here. I don't know what percentage this is, but it's pretty steep. Excuse me, I might not talk much for this. God, I need to get onto the subject of today's video, don't I? Okay, give me a second. So today's subject is why you shouldn't trust YouTube product reviews. Okay, many reasons why you shouldn't trust YouTube product reviews, and I'm going to tell you all the reasons. See, very reminiscent of English country lanes, I think. You know, stick a few privet hedgerows in and a few sheep, and you could be in the back end of Nottingham. So, let's get on with the reasons. Number one, the reason why you shouldn't trust YouTube product reviews is when, obviously, but I'm going to point it out anyway, even though it is obvious, the product in question is sponsored, or the channel is sponsored. So if you've got GCN and their video is an ad and it says sponsored, or they say it's sponsored, and GCN are sponsored by, for example, Orbea, and they're reviewing the latest Orbea whatever Superbite, chances are you're not going to get a very good review, in the sense that it's going to be a great review. They're going to tell you all the great things about the bike, but they won't tell you a single bad thing about it. So basically, if you really want to know if that product is worth buying, you certainly shouldn't rely on a paid for sponsored advert from the likes of GCN. Now, a lot of YouTubers, so-called independent YouTube, can you see that? Independent YouTubers, from time to time receive sponsorships, okay? So again, you really have to question, is this going to be a legit review? Because sponsorship equals money, and unfortunately, as I've discovered in my nearly 40 years on the planet, not quite there yet, but getting close, everything's about money. Almost everything's about money. I think pretty much everything is about money at some extent, because without money you can't live. And a lot of these guys on YouTube, including myself, you know, have to make a living. We have mouths to feed, including our own. So when someone comes with a big fat paycheck, it's very hard to turn that down. And if that means just bending the truth slightly or avoiding it entirely, well, that kind of comes with the territory. And here's the thing, you can't really blame them. And I imagine the way that most of these people rationalize their decisions is by saying, well, I've told people this is a sponsored review, or I've told people I'm being sponsored. Well, people know that I'm sponsored by this brand, so, you know, if they go and buy this product just on my say-so, maybe that's their fault, not mine. But the problem is that marketing has really changed. I remember when most of the marketing we used to get as people was directly from the companies, by adverts that they paid for on television or radio or billboards. And it was strikingly obvious that you were talking to someone with a corporate face, you know, that you were being sold by the company. Whereas now, with using all these independent YouTubers, it does give a false impression. Even when they are clear about their sponsorships, you know, we are more inclined to trust people that we feel we know. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I watch certain YouTubers, I follow them for a long time, and I feel like I get to know them. And they almost become, you know, not a member of the family or something, but like an acquaintance that we recognize and we look forward to seeing. They kind of almost seem like friends. So, yeah, we have a certain level of trust with them, and we don't think they're going to betray us, because why should they, right? We don't have this idea that we're going to be scammed from these people. And like I say, I don't think it's intentional. I think these people are rationalizing it themselves and saying, look, all I'm doing is taking an honest paycheck to show you a great new product. But have they really tested it properly? Have they told you everything? That's the question you need to ask yourself. You know, if they do a really thorough review, but they just hide one of the negative things they found, or they don't mention it, that can totally change the image of the product, right? It can go from being an amazing product to being a terrible product just by one small piece of information. So, like I say, be wary. And the next thing is, when people are sent something for free. Now, to me, although they're not taking money cash in hand, right? Although they're not getting money cash in hand, to me that's almost identical to being paid to do a review, because some of the things that people get sent for free cost thousands of dollars. And here's the thing, a lot of these YouTube channels survive based on the fact that they have constant flow of new products in which to review. People like David Arthur, they would have no business at all if they did not have a constant stream of free products that they are sent to review, in inverted commas, right? If that supply of free stuff dried up, their channel would dry up in an instant. So people want to see new stuff, I want to see new stuff, I bet you want to see new stuff, and so we click on the video. So it's a very powerful system, and they're not going to rock the boat. So back to the YouTuber thing. If a YouTuber gets sent a product, let's say it's a wheel, and they're not 100% on board, they will not be receiving the next product. Simple as. And if they don't receive the next product, they don't make a video. If they don't make a video, they lose views. If they lose views, they don't eat. So it is a really vicious cycle. So don't trust people who get sent stuff for free. They always say, oh, I've been sent it for free, but I've been told to give it an honest review. I've done it myself. I remember very early on in my YouTube career, I met a guy out cycling in Nottingham, and he found out I had a small YouTube channel. He said, oh, do you want to review our products? They were bicycle products, they were cleaning products. So I said, yeah, sure. So he sent me the products. He didn't tell me to give him a good review or anything. He just said, you know, see what you think, let us know. And I did. And well, I was not that impressed. And I tell you what, I never received a call back. They never came back to me with an answer. They never, you know, nothing. It was just deadly silence. That was it. And I never spoke to them again. I certainly didn't get a channel sponsorship, that's for sure. So, yeah, don't be stupid, you know. Big businesses, or even small businesses, are not going to work with people that don't 100% support them. Just not going to happen. Look at these lovely little hills. Just like Nottingham. English country lanes, look at them. Similar road quality as well in some places. Taking it easy today because I've been off the bike for 2 weeks basically, and I am fat. Ate way too much over Christmas and New Year's. I'm really trying to scale it back. It's crazy. Right, let's just get down here first. It's a bit of a fast one. Alright, where was I? So, yes, if somebody gets sent something, be very dubious. They basically can't tell you the truth. They just can't do it. Ah, what a glorious day. Whee! The same goes for anything that somebody got a heavy discount on. You know, that's a monetary incentive. You know, if, like me, for example, yeah, I'm going to criticize myself. Like me, when I review any of my products, I did buy them myself, you know. I had to pay money for them. Nobody told me to review them. And nobody sponsored me to review them. I'm not being paid. I can get anything for free. I'm a shop. I had to buy my products to get them. When I buy a product to review, I don't buy it to review, I buy it to sell, and then I sometimes occasionally review it. I have had like a 30-40% discount on that. Now, it's a little bit different from an independent YouTuber who doesn't have a business as such. Being given a 30 or 40% discount on a product just to review it, that is, you know, to me that's as bad as being paid. But still, I do have a bias. And I guess my bias is I didn't pay full price. So a product that seems good to me, maybe, for example, I don't know, a set of wheels, might seem great to me because I only paid £1,000 for them and you pay, I don't know, 1,500, something like that, you know, 1,400. So I'm saving all that money in theory, which in theory makes me biased towards the product, okay? So again, be aware of that, be suspicious of that. Another kind of product review you should really be wary of is, you know, hate to bring them up again, but the likes of, well, I'll say friends, right? I won't mention the two friends, but there are two famous cycling YouTuber friends, both who claim to work in the same field of, I don't know, mechanical science, should we say? And when one friend reviews the other friend's product, I would call that a little bit suspicious, okay? Now, not saying there was anything underhand there. One of the friends claims that he was not paid to review his good mate's product, but still, I would be a little bit wary of that if I was you, simply because I didn't see any negatives in that review, really. And he did basically avoid speaking about something quite important about the product, which was totally skipped over. So again, you know, little bit suspicious, so be wary if you know two YouTubers are friends and one is reviewing the other person's business or product. Yeah, a little bit suspicious. Get up this hill. Oh, it's a hard one. Come on. Oh, I need a drink at the top of here for sure. Oh. 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 I am so unfit. Whew. So, with all that said, and if I've missed anything that you should look out for with regards to reviews and how to protect yourself, do let me know. Have a drink. So, what should you look out for? Like, what should be a review that you trust? Okay, so avoid all those pitfalls I've just mentioned and try to go for small YouTubers, obviously, because the more successful you get, the more you are likely to fall victim to the corrupt system. Just like politicians. Many of them, I'm sure, start out with good intentions. Many people start with good intentions and then they get corrupted by the system. Here we go, end of the line. This is where the road kind of finishes, basically. We have to turn around and go back, but I'll just show you the end of the road first. Hey up, we've got a lot of fishermen here today. Selamat pagi. After you, sir. Thank you. There we are. Are you going out or coming in?
Coming in.
Coming in. Successful fishing trip?
Yeah. We just get the spawn, first spawn there.
Oh, udang.
Yeah, udang.
Is it udang gala?
Udang lah.
Oh, nyaman. Very good, yeah. They went out fishing for big prawns this morning. They're kind of like crayfish. They call them udang gala, and they're very delicious. Maybe we'll get to see what they've caught. But this is a spot that I like to come to. It's really pretty and quaint here. And often you can see lots of interesting creatures and animals. if you look down there, there's some tracks in the sand. So something has been prowling around this morning looking for things to eat. Could be lizards. There's some crocs in there for sure, but you probably won't see them because they've already gone out hunting. So where was it? Yeah, so try and pick small YouTubers, as independent as possible, you know, no sponsorships, no paid advertising for them, no discount codes, no what do you call it, you know, no free products. And then, really importantly, try and pick someone who's actually had the product for a good long time. And hey, if you know any YouTubers like this, do stick them in the comments below so we can go and watch their videos. But yeah, they've had to have the product for a while. Like, I mean, I'm talking months. It's no good someone getting a product, you know, opening a box and saying, this is a great product. Well, where's the testing, you know? How long have you had it for? That's the key. Right, this is the steep hill. Oh my word, that must be crazy. Don't ask me the gradient, I don't know, but it is steep. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than 20%. So that's about the steepest hill I know. Very short, but very steep. Jeez. I got up it though, even with me Christmas fat on. Oh. Santa Maria. Make sure the YouTuber has done plenty of mileage on the product first. There's absolutely no point in a YouTube review that is nothing more than a guy showing off a product he's only had for a week. You know, yes, it can give you first impressions, but they're really not that much use at all. So one person who sticks out in mind, who I do like and who I do watch, is Trace Velo, guy who reviews a lot of Chinese products that are like AliExpress stuff, and I buy AliExpress stuff, so I do like that. You know, I do like watching his reviews, but what he tends to do, and I'll point out one in particular, which was the L2, is it called, I think? The electronic group set that he did recently. He got the thing, he put it on his bike, he reviewed it, he said it was great, you know, and then literally a couple of days later, I think less than a week later, something on it broke, and like seriously broke, like something snapped or fell off, something like that, right? Now, if you follow his channel, you watched his review and you went, wow, that looks great, and he likes it and I trust him, and then he went out and you'd already bought it, you'd paid your money and it was on the way, so you couldn't return it, you know, too late. And AliExpress is quite difficult to return stuff on because, you know, the onus is on the buyer, not the seller. So you have to prove as a buyer that the seller did something wrong. Yeah, and so you went out, you bought it, you spent hundreds of pounds on that thing, the electronic grip set, and guess what? The very next day, major flaw discovered. So be aware of that. You know, go with people who've actually put the product through its paces, and that can be annoying because that means all the people that are going to review it first and give first impressions and get all the hits are going to be people that you want to trust the least. Make sure the person's actually spent some good long time with the product, at least a couple of months, you know. That's why when I did my product reviews, like my Cinelli review, I had that bike for the best part of 6 months before I reviewed it. My Hyper wheels, I had those for a few months, I think, before I reviewed them, because I wanted to check them, you know. Wanted to actually make sure that they were at least robust enough to last a few months, which, believe it or not, a lot of products aren't. Believe it or not, a lot of products are that bad, but they won't even last a few months. I think that's about it, folks. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully that was useful to you. Be very careful who you trust, especially with your money. I know I can talk, but I have been cheated many a time in my life. I know it, and it's never fun, and I don't wish that upon anybody else. So do be careful when selecting your next products. Do try and get lots of little reviews from independent people as you can find, and as people who've tested it for as long as you can find. And do be aware of any kind of sponsorships. Right, folks, I shall see you all in the next video. Do ride safe. Bye bye.